Okay, here we go, guys, for Friday night 9-ball. And this is a second round match. Two players are lagging. And GaryB wins the lag. Remember, it's a handicapped event. Race to 7 on the winner's side. I think it's race to 4 on the one-loss side. We've got a couple of changes in this week's tournament. First of all, in normal 9-ball you can push out after the break. If you don't like the shot, you can push to anywhere in the table. Well, now we've added push out any time this week, and I've looked in a couple of matches and I've yet to see anybody actually using it, and I don't know whether players have forgotten about it or not. But we've also got, for some reason, spot money is off. That means that the player that's getting the handicap, getting the extra money balls, can actually pop one of those balls off the break and win the rack. That shouldn't be the case. I don't know why that's done that this week. May have been an error on my part, but normally when you copy a tournament and you set it to run continuously week after week, it shouldn't do that. But maybe adding the push out any time has done it, I don't know. But anyway, player 1, who's Nomosalpha, is getting the 7 ball as his extra money ball. And let's just double check where Nomosalpha's from. Well, he's from England, and GaryB's from the US. And Nomosalpha's in charge at the moment, and just needs to run this 7 ball in, and he's up 1-0. Let's have a quick look at the bracket. We'll see we've got this second round matches underway. Apart from Albinario, who's waiting on the winner of Henning and Chad Mercer. And the match that we're looking at is that one at the bottom. We've got, is that Dirties or Dr. Ties? I don't know how you pronounce his name, is playing Larry. He's getting a big handicap, and he's already up 2-0 against Larry. Larry's going to struggle in that one. And Mr. Bill is playing Izum or Ism, and Izum's getting a handicap, and he's up 1-0. So let's go back to this match and see how things are going. Well, we've got Gary at the table. He's got the 2, just needs to control the cue ball down the right side of the table and get the pace right for this 3 ball, and that looks pretty good to me. And he's got a nice angle to just stun between the 9 and the 5 and come back out for this 4 into the left middle. Maybe he sees a different shot, but that looks like the shot to play. Well, used the 5 ball to kill the pace on the cue ball, and still in prime position. Just a little kill, soft draw. Slightly awkward that he's on the rail. He's got a slight angle in the 7 as well. And let's look at the shot. He might want to go round the corner, I don't know. Don't know whether he can do anything else but that. And that's a reasonable enough angle. He can either draw, well, draw is a dangerous shot. It'd be probably better going round off the end rail and side rail and back down. And I think he's overhit that. Where's the cue ball going? Well, he's left a tough one into a blind pocket. I don't think the in-off's on here. He's going to get it thin enough that he'll avoid that, I think. Oh, he's overcut it. And that's a gift for Nomosalpha, but that was all down to the positional shot on the 9. Just overhit it, and when you're looking into those shots where you can't see the pocket, it's always difficult to judge. So already GaryB's going to have to dig deep here, and a ball went in a break there. It wasn't one of Nomosalpha's money balls. The 7 ball still on the table. 2 ball has gone down, and I don't know whether he can see enough of that 1 ball. Oh no, he's going to jump. And again, well, I don't know, maybe Gary's forgotten about the push out any time as well. Just doing a little reminder for some of the players, because I honestly think they've totally forgotten all about it. Sometimes the push out any time option is a way of sort of digging yourself out a hole and giving yourself a second chance. Well, things are going slightly downhill here for Gary. Scratches, ball in hand to Nomosalpha, who's a well capable player of getting to the 7 ball here. Now he's gone slightly straight, but there is enough of an angle to come across for this 7, or he can stun across like that. Again, this is into a blind pocket, but there's a much bigger margin of error here, because he can certainly get a good line down the rail. Played it perfect, however he's lacking in the positional play. Although I've forgotten again, he only needed a 7 ball. I keep forgetting about the money ball handicap. But all that matters now is that Nomosalpha is up 3-0. Gets a ball in a break again. 4 balls gone down. And does this 2 go past 8? Yes, it does comfortably. And of course that angle there just to come back out for the 3. Now, that was bad on all counts, because he's missed a 3 and got absolutely no position on the 5 ball. So this is Gary's opportunity here. It's going to be a tough one, because that 8 and 9 are not sitting nice, and already he's got to save himself here with a bank on this 5. That's, I suppose it's okay. Could have done with going up the table a wee bit more. It just makes this slightly less comfortable, this 6 ball. And the cue ball, he's maybe going to have to put a bit of inside English just to check it, to hold for the 7. Well, he's let it run, so the problem there now is, again, he's got one of these awkward 7 balls, and the choice is, what's he going to do to somehow get onto this 8? It's going to be very, very difficult. Well, he looks as if he's lining up the billiard off the 8 ball onto the 9. He's lining it up. It looks a pretty good set here. just off the edge of that 8 onto the 9. And that was well played. So, GaryB gets himself off the mark. Now, no luck on the break. And he's not really left a shot here for Nomosalpha, although he can certainly try and get cover. That would be the right thing to do, unless he's going to go for the bank. Well, difficult to say what he really tried there, but it hasn't worked out. And Gary's got an open table, and Gary knows that a player of his level, he should run this rack. Simple drop in the 2. Cue ball will just run down nice for the 3, but again he wants to have a nice angle in the 3, so ideally he either leaves it high or low. So he's come down the table, got a nice angle, and can really do what he wants with the cue ball here. Can leave the 4 ball long into the bottom left, or can come across, which he's done, to leave it short. I think he can just kill the cue ball, take the pace off it, and still hold for this 5. Yeah. Now, this is going to be the slightly awkward one because of where the 6 ball's sitting. Obviously it goes into the right middle. He's just got to get a nice angle now. He's a wee bit straight, and he's got to play this with a wee bit of pace here just to make sure he nudges away from this 8 ball. He might be able to stun and miss it altogether. He's got to be careful. And he's played at nice pace. Well, that's tight, but he's got it. You can see enough of it. And again, perfect angle on the 8. He can just either roll through or draw across and take the 9 into either corner pockets. And so, as expected, Gary runs the rack because he needed it. And he's got himself back into the match. It's now 3-2 in favour of Nomosalpha, who, remember, has the 7 ball as his extra money ball. And of course the other thing that's happened this week is we've got alternate break on. And again, I don't know why that's happened, but it might make a difference in the outcome in these matches, because that would certainly favour the better player if he can get a break and run, as he's expected to do so. Now, here's an instance here where Nomosalpha has a choice. He can either try and kick at this 2 ball, or he can use a push out, and he's done the first option and really has handed Gary an opportunity, ball in hand on the 2. And the difference there is if Nomosalpha had played the push out somewhere, he could have at least prevented this from happening. But again, he's not used that option. Now this is going to go wrong. Now what will Gary do? Gary's in the same position. He's going to try and kick the 3 ball, or is he going to push out? And I think he's going for the kick, and it needs to watch this cue ball doesn't run along the rail into the corner pocket. Well, he's killed it. Well, that's worked out nice. 4 ball just crept in. So just to 6, quickly followed by the 7, is going to give Nomosalpha a 2-rack lead again. So it's 4-2 to Nomosalpha. GaryB breaking, and a big break. He's overdone it. Too much angle on the break cue there, and lost the cue ball. It's gone off the table, and Nomosalpha's got ball in hand, and worse than that for Gary. He's got a 1-9 combo set up here. Is he going to play it? It looks like it. Or is he? No. Maybe he's... don't know whether he's just trying to line it up. Yeah, and it goes. So that's brutal punishment there for that bad break by Gary. And now it's 5-2 to Nomosalpha. I think I heard the ball dropping there. I don't know what one went, but something's gone in. 8 ball. Oh, that's worked out nice. That's a bit of luck. GaryB hooked behind the 9. And again, he's missed the kick. And it's ball in hand again to Nomosalpha. And could this be a long distance combo in the 9? Well, he's not looking at it. Well, he's played that combo in the 7. What am I talking about? His 7's his money ball. Again, I've totally forgotten about the 7 ball. So that's 2 ball in hands and the money ball combo, and that wins him the rack again, and he's up 6-2. Sometime I'm going to remember the player that's shooting and the fact that he's got an extra money ball. I keep forgetting about it. It's crazy. But anyway, what it means is Gary is in a very deep hole, and he's going to have to do a heck of a lot to dig himself out of this. The odds are stacked against him. And he had a quick lash at that 1 ball there. I think he tried to get into the 2 and the 9. Well, does that 2 pass the 9? No, it doesn't. So obviously looking for some sort of safety. Now Gary wants to certainly move that 7 ball, so that's get rid of Nomosalpha's extra money ball, and that now forces him into having to clear the table, same as what Gary has to do. Should he get that chance? Well, that was another bad miss by Gary. And likewise, it's an infection and it's catching. Right, so now Gary's left with the bank here on the 2. And that didn't work out, and I think he's left us straight. Well, that's tight. It does go. Yeah, he was too straight on it. Couldn't really do an awful lot with the cue ball other than run through and try and get round the corner somehow. Well, that cue ball needed to run another foot so that Gary could have a good line up on this 4-6 combo, because where he's playing it from now is pretty tough. A difficult one to judge. But like I said earlier, Nomosalpha's 7 ball has gone, so he's got to run these remaining balls. But if he does, he's going to win the match. Well, there's the lifeline for Gary. Nomosalpha went for the little jump shot there, failed on it, and Gary's got ball in hand. And this should keep him in the match. Again, the cue ball's going to be close to that rail, and this makes this 8 ball much tougher. Well, in it goes, and just a nice little cut on the 9 into the middle. And it's now 6-3 in favour of Nomosalpha. However, Nomosalpha's got the break, and without spot money on, if he gets that 7 or the 9, of course, he'll win the match. But no luck on the break. Now, what about that 1 ball? Well, I think that does go, but that's a real delicate, thin touch. And I don't know whether he did try that, or whether he tried to use the 7 as a stopper and get the cue ball down the table, but neither's happened here. The 1 ball's still there, and the cue ball's collided with traffic. But once again, though, the 6 ball comes to Gary's rescue. And again, you'll notice Nomosalpha went for the kick, never played the push out, and the 2 balls tight in the rail, but Gary will be going for it. Needs to watch the cue ball though, so he can get a shot in this 3, and that's well done. But again, another difficult one to get on the 4, which is in the same rail. So he's going to have to manoeuvre this cue ball. And as long as it avoids the 7, that's fine. Now what does he do? Is he going to draw back, or is he going to roll forward? That's the choice. And if he gets the draw back right, he should be able to take that 5 into the middle. But however, the draw shot and that power in the shot and these pockets, the 4 ball didn't want to go in. Time and time again, you'll see it in this game, in these tournament tables. As soon as you add a bit of pace to these stun shots or draw shots, that ball will just hang up in the pocket. Nomosalpha's got a tough one here, and he's played that well controlled, and just the 6 and the 7 to win the match. Well, let's have a look at it from his point of view. Somehow that 8 ball can get very large, and in it goes though, and Nomosalpha wins the match by 7 racks to 3, and GaryB goes on to the 1 loss side, and Nomosalpha marches on.